What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Go Fast Garage. Today we're working on a go-kart. This year, my 1960s Rupp racing go-kart. I'm not exactly sure of the year of the go-kart. I do know it from the 60s. I haven't really pinpointed. There's so many different styles of these things. There was A-bones, there was darts, there were this and there was that. So I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty neat. I didn't know what it was when I bought it. I just knew it. Well, I knew it was a go-kart, but I didn't know it was a Rupp. The plan was to chop the front end off and use it for my tractor. But that's a whole different story in itself. When I was building that, I was gonna, use this as parts, and I decided I'd build my own frame. But anyway, so the story with this thing is, I've had this thing for about a little over 4 years now, and it's been sitting. I did have it running when I first got it. I brought it here, got it in the garage, started it up, had it running. I might have taken it for a ride just through the yard, but yeah, that was it. And then it's been parked for 4 years, just sitting, not doing anything. So the plan with this is, we're gonna take this old Briggs, we're gonna clean it up. I know I just checked, it's got some really old gas in it, so the carb's gonna need to be cleaned out, the tank's gonna need to be cleaned out. I know this thing will run. It ran before. We're gonna drain the oil. We're gonna make sure the throttle does, throttle stuff, which, yeah, it seems like it's working. The brakes, check the brakes, they seem to be working. We're just gonna go over everything and make sure everything works. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go for a rip. I got a spot where I can go do some riding. I don't have anywhere to ride here at my house. I live off a busy street, the neighborhood, and I mean, I could drive and I could ride, but I'd get in trouble, and ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, she's on some sawhorses, kind of up where we can see it. Give you guys a little walk around this thing so you can kind of see what we're working with here. Old Briggs. Don't know how old it is, but she's old. She's had the aftermarket carb and tank swap. Not really, but we get all the parts. We got a clutch, chain. That's good. Frame's in decent shape. The only bad spot I can really find in the frame is right there. Somebody must have ran into something at some point here. Put a little ding here, so they must have, hit a tree or something. Probably crashed this and bent this all to crap, and dink, stopped right there. So there's a couple other dings, I mean, it's given. This thing's old. I'm sure some kid back in the day has rode the crap out of it. Front tire rolls, makes a lot of noise, but that one rolls, sort of, makes a bunch of noise. This doesn't roll too good. It's not really tight. Sprocket's kind of loose too. Yeah. Oh, could be the braking sticking. Yeah, I got that's the problem right there. Yep, I got this thing up on here. It's kind of bending the brake lever up, so yeah, it rolled pretty easy when I moved it earlier. So brake sticking, that's good. Yeah, so this is what we got. So these things, as far as I can tell, back in the day when I first got it, I seen this thing and I'm going, well, what is that for? I figured it out. They used to put 2-stroke Macola engines on here And this is the old mount for it. Now some of these things, certain models from which I've seen, have two mounts, and they run two McCulloch racing engines on these things. And I can only imagine something this small and something this light back in the day had to have been just insanely fast, you know. So yeah, she's old, she's crusty, she's been, you know, beat. We get a nice custom seat, you know, a couple screws and a piece of plywood, and steering wheel's a little bent, little cricket and whatnot. But anyway, guys, we're gonna get into this thing. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull off this tank and carb, and we'll get her cleaned up. Ooh, look at that. That's custom. Anyway, let's get this thing tore apart. Let's get this carbon tank on the bench. We'll clean her up the best we can. We'll throw it back together. Make sure we got some spark, and we'll see if we can make some fire. Okay, carbs off, tank's off. Let's get into this thing. So, it has a little bit of gas in there, but it's, you know, just barely anything, which is, I guess, good, but not great. So we're gonna tear into this thing real quick. Alright, let's check this oil real quick. See how she looks. This is full. Full, but it's Looks pretty dirty. Oh yeah. It is pretty dirty. We'll get to changing on that. Look at that. This thing's been all kinds of mismatched together. We got a side cover here. It's painted red. So that's off of something else. Tank's off of something gold. This might be original. Probably not. Well, let's get this oil out of here and we'll kind of clean the pan up before we drain her out and see what she looks like. Oh man, this is going to be rough too because I got the plug's there to get the oil out. Is there one on the back? What is this? Yeah, there's something there. There's something. Yeah, I think that's another plug right there. Hey. Hey. We'll get that cleaned up. Maybe I can drain it here and it'll just come down there like a waterfall. It's leaking somewhere. I guess right here or down this little crankcase cover, leaking around it or whatnot, but I mean it couldn't have been leaking that much because it's full. So yeah, let's try to get some oil out of here. Alright, I got a nice clean oil pan down here to catch the oil in. See if there's any goodies in here. Any metal in there. We'll see. We'll let her drain for a minute. We'll come back to it. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to take off this pull start cover so we get a better look inside of here. Maybe I'll clean the flywheel up a little bit, clean up the coil so we can get a little bit better spark. I haven't even checked the spark yet, so I'm letting this oil just drip out and drain a little bit. So I figured I'm waiting on that. We'll pull that off. We'll look in here. I've never had this cover off yet. Maybe put a little bit of oil inside of here, inside this pull start cover, and just check it out. Just do a little bit of preventive maintenance. That way, if you do get to ride this thing, it just doesn't break down right away, or I don't know. Why not? Let's just go through it. See what's going on here. There we go. Alright, about what I expected. Really dirty. Big old mouse nest in there. That's nice. Ooh, that's a good one. Let's, well, we'll be right back. So here's our oil that was in there, and it's dirty. It really don't look too bad. I don't really see any chunks of metal or glitter. I mean, there's some sludge in there. Maybe a couple chunks of just some dirt I knocked in there, but for the most part, Should be fun. Let's get this junk out of here. Ooh, it's pretty gross. This could just, I don't know, maybe it's from a mouse, maybe it's just old grass, but I mean, this sure does look like some mouse stuffs, if you know what I mean. And some more garbage in there. So, from what I'm seeing, the air gap's supposed to be, I don't know, all these different numbers. Everyone says something different, so I'm doing what I used to do, and I'm just going to throw a piece of cardboard on there, throw this thing on there, and yeah, call it good, because it is. I think she should be fine. We'll see. Where back in the days, used to set points, the gap on points, the matchbook, and it works. So come on, buddy, get out of there. That should be good. Let's pull this plug out and check her real quick too. Ooh, it's pretty dirty. Y'all see that? It's dirty right there. So, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna wire wheel it, throw it back in there. All right, we're gonna put this card back on, see what happens. Alright guys, she's full of gas, full of oil. Carb's kind of clean. Clean the flywheel, clean the plug, clean the coil. We're going to give her some choke, and we're going to take a few pulls for that gas to get up into the carburetor, and she should fire. Let's find out. Oh, there she went. Give her a little bit of idle. Bring this idle up just a smidge. Need a smaller screwdriver. That should work. Wow, Wow, guys. I mean, that thing didn't even smoke. Not one bit. And it sounds great. I would have to say, definitely, it's a pretty good motor here. I mean, doesn't seem to be wore out. It didn't smoke. It idles good. I'd say we put some air in the tires. Go for a rip. Oh, it's got some air in there. Let's put a little more, see what happens. There's that, 27 pounds. Well, that went up quick, 33 pounds. That's a lot. Alright, let's check this front one out. The front one seems to be the only one that's actually holding some air in there. Ooh. Yeah, these tires are pretty bad. But all we need them to do is to hold some air so we can go for a ride. Try this old thing out. See what we get over here on this guy. All right, it's 3. Jeez. Get off of there. Ooh, man. That dude is splitting. Well, she's holding air. That's all that matters. We'll come back to it later on and see how well she's holding. I'd like to get this thing back on the ground